Hello, everybody. So for this week's PCQ, we're looking at the divisions of the nervous system. And so for the two main divisions of the nervous system, it is the central nervous system, or the CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, or the PNS. And what the central nervous system is comprised of is the brain and the spinal cord. And then for the peripheral nervous system, it is the cranial nerves, the spinal nerves, and the specialized receptors. And in the book, it did mention that it wasn't like black and white, that this is only the central nervous system and this is only the peripheral nervous system. Some of them kind of commingle, but this is a good starting point just so we can kind of understand the divisions. And so it's a little more black and white just in the beginning. So the functions of the central nervous system is that for the brain, it acts as the control center. So it processes information, it deals with your responses, with all your thoughts and your emotions. So it's a really big powerhouse. That's where everything happens, is in the brain. And then for the spinal cord, it's the communication pathway. So it travels from the brain to this down to the spinal cord, so it can get ready to transmit information, and that's kind of like the transportation system of the nervous system. So then if we move on to the peripheral nervous system, so all these nerves, it connects the brain and the spinal cord to all your limbs and organs. So this is how information gets transmitted out from the central nervous system. It travels to the peripheral nervous system, so you can move your hands, move your fingers, just all the different movements that your body can do. So that's how it goes from here all the way down to all the body. And so for the subdivisions of the peripheral nervous system, we got the somatic nervous system, or the SNS, and that deals with the voluntary movements of the skeletal muscles. And then it also deals with your conscious perception as well as your reflexes. So you don't have to consciously think about moving, but when your body responds to something, then that's what comes into play. I believe the book mentioned like an example, like if your friend scared you and you jump because you're scared, then it's not something you consciously think about to do, but because of the somatic nervous system, you do it anyway because it's a learned reflex. And then the other subdivision is the autonomic nervous system, or the ANS, and that deals with all the involuntary functions of the smooth and cardiac muscle. So you're not going to think about any of this. It's not like a movement, whether it's like a learned habit or anything. It just, your body just does this automatically. There's no thought into it, basically. And then the autonomic nervous system gets broken down into two subdivisions. So for the first division, it's the sympathetic division, and that prepares your body for fight or flight responses in stressful situations. So it can increase your heart rate, it can dilate your airways, and it can redirect all your blood flow. So that's what that does. And then for the parasympathetic division, that promotes what is called rest and digest. So it is like energy conservation, and it maintains the body's functions. So it slows the heart rate, it stimulates digestive activity, and it just promotes relaxation and recovery. So through all this, your nervous system It helps your body communicate with the outside world and external stimuli along with internal stimuli. So it's all voluntary and involuntary, and it's really fascinating how you just how everything just communicates with each other within your body and then to communicate with the outside world. So thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I'm really excited to see everyone else's like always, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you. Bye.